Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to Unlock Your Life, the podcast that talks about how to grow your business without sacrificing your relationships, your kids, your life, or your talents, or whatever it is that's important to you. We're talking about money and business in this series of programs. And today we're going to talk about the first tip when it comes to that. We're in episode 4 of this series, and we're going to talk about your contribution to the world. Now, over the past few weeks, we've been talking a lot about the problems when it comes to money and business. And the problems were actually not knowing what it is that you really want deep down, and not knowing how to create what it is that you want. We talked about those two problems in depth. What we also did is we talked a little bit about how you can overcome that. But over the coming this week and next week, I'm going to give you 2 tips about how to change all that. And today's tip is about how to start contributing to the world. Now, this is more than just a tip. We're going to talk about that a lot because it's so easy to say, right? Oh, just start contributing to the world and money will follow. I hear so many people talk about that. But a lot of people and a lot of entrepreneurs don't have that reality. They say, well, I'm giving. When is anything coming back? Or, yeah, it's nice to be giving. It's nice to contribute, but I want to grow my life. I don't just want to start contributing to the world. And if contribution was the way to raise my bank account, then where's the money? This is a painful one, but it's also, for a lot of people, the truth. Let me take a sip of tea. I'm quite thirsty, and you should never neglect your health, right? So, contribution as big game changer to shift this. Now, a lot of people do understand this concept. They do understand that the only person with money and the only way money will ever change is by getting other people to pay you. And of course, nobody is going to pay you to solve your problems. So if you keep focusing on your problems, then nobody is going to help you because, well, your mom and dad might pay you because you need money. But your customers absolutely won't pay you because you need money. That doesn't make sense. Nobody puts money in your bank account because you need it, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you should understand this. Why do people put money in your bank account? It's really important to understand this. Why do people put money in your bank account? Does that have anything to do with you? No, absolutely not. That has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the fact that you solve their problem. I do not pay money to the supermarket because the supermarket guy needs money. I pay money to the supermarket because I want to bring home the food and I don't want to steal it. So they pay because you solve a problem, because they're getting something that is of value to them and they're happy to pay for that. And of course, they might also check if they think that you deserve the money, or that they think, well, you are the kind of person I would happily pay it to. So that might be a little bit of the equation. If I can choose at what bakery I buy my bread, I always, and the bread is all of the same quality, then I might buy it at the bakery where I like the owner most. That could be a small part of it, but I still don't pay because I want to give that person money. I pay because I want to have the bread. And yes, this sounds simple, but I really want you to understand this because it goes for you too. Nobody pays you because you're smart, or because you studied so hard, or because you've invested so much in yourself, or because you are so talented. Nobody pays you for that. They pay you because you solve their problem. Maybe you have to be smart in order to solve their problem. Maybe their problem requires some skills that you have to invest in or whatever, but they don't pay you for that. They pay you because you solved something. Now, then a lot of people say, yeah, but how do I understand what that's worth and what my worth is? People don't pay you because you are worth anything. People pay you because the solving of their problem is worth something to them. And it's a really, really, really key thing. I want you to really understand this. People pay you because the solving of their problem is worth something, not because you are worth anything. And that's good news. This is not bad news. This is really good news because it's not about you. So you can literally ask what you need to ask in order for their problem to be solved. So you can stop giving away everything. And you can stop giving, hoping that somebody will like you enough to pay you, because they don't have to like you to pay you. They have to like the effect you have in their world. They don't have to like you as a person. They have to like the effect you have in the world. I don't like the owner of the big supermarket retail store that I usually buy my groceries. I don't know if I like him or don't like him. I don't know him. It's not about that. I pay for my groceries, not for the owner. And this is something, once this coin drops in your head, then you can start to focus on contributing, on contribution, on solving a problem for somebody in a way that will make their life better. Be it bread, be it art on their wall, be it nice pictures, be it coaching, be it training, be it selling insurance. I don't care what. If you have your client's interest at heart and you contribute to something that they really want and that desire that's still not fulfilled, if you are able to fulfill other people's needs and problems and wants and things that really make their quality of life improve, they will happily pay you. So all you need to do is start contributing in a way that will make them want to pay. Now, we can talk about this a lot because I know that a lot of you are actually putting great stuff out there and now totally disagreeing with me, saying, well, I'm putting great stuff out there. Why are they not wiring money to my bank account? Now, that might have to do with the exchange, with you not saying, well, in order to get this, we need to have an exchange. So it's a whole different thing. We'll talk about that in the next sequence when we talk about money and finance. And also in money and business, there has to be an exchange in energy because somebody has to pay something. Otherwise, they won't value whatever it is that they get. And this is a strange concept for some, but it makes sense. We don't value things that are free. We value things we had to put money down for. I always want the 300,000 euro course. Sometimes I cannot afford it, so I buy the $300 course, but I always want the best. I always want the highest quality. I always want the best. And if that means I have to save for it, I will. If that means I have to invest in it, I will. I always want the best. And most people do. Most people want the best value for their money. So knowing that, you can really start to think of, okay, so if people want to pay, and look at yourself, most people want to pay for something, then that also means that it's just about contribution and exchange. You can take yourself out of that equation. Now, that's not easy to do. We're going to talk about that next week when we talk about blueprints, because probably there's something in your blueprint making sure that you don't send that invoice, or making sure that you are keeping your prices low so that everybody can afford you, where that often means that if everybody can afford you, the people who really should be paying you are not even seeing that you're of value to them. So there's all these other, what I call white noise things around it, that have to do with your blueprint, rather than with just contribution, giving somebody what they want, sending an invoice. So, contribution. How do you know what your contribution is? Because I hear a lot of people say, I have a great contribution. Nobody is wanting it, or nobody is getting it, or nobody's paying for it. And that's also a problem, a small problem that has to do with this. I don't care if you feel that you're contributing, because that's not what we pay you for. We don't pay you for you contributing to the world. We pay you for you contributing to us. So it's not so much that you should be recognizing your contribution, because that doesn't give you money, that doesn't give you credibility, and that is not something, well, we might like you for it, but we won't pay you for it. So it doesn't really matter if you feel that you are contributing, although it's nice. But what is the big game changer is when you start contributing to that, what we feel or what the world feels or what your potential customers feel would be a contribution. So if you start looking at it from the perspective of what is the world asking, how can I contribute to that which the world is currently asking, shouting for, screaming for? What are they looking for? What needs do they have that are currently not met? Maybe there are solutions out there, but if they still have needs, then those solutions obviously don't work for them. So what needs are there out there? What solutions are there that are not solving problems? Where is there still a gap between problem of people and the solution that are offered? Where can you find something that will contribute to the solution that the world is looking for? And if you are able to contribute to that, then your contribution is received. And if your contribution is fully received, people are happy to pay. Now, that requires that you look at what the world needs, but you also look at the circle of what you came to do on this planet. And then the third circle, I only have two hands, so there's three circles: what the world needs, what you came here to do, and what you absolutely love doing. And if you look at the overlapping thing in that circle, so the world, your mission, and where you have most fun, then that is where the jackpot is, because then the world absolutely recognizes that you're contributing, and you feel that you're contributing, and you're having fun. That is the spiral that we absolutely want to be in. So that was what I was going to talk about this week. Please, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and make sure that you join our Facebook group, Money Mindset Strategies for Heart-Centered Entrepreneurs. Also, we have a webinar, and in that webinar, it's called Your Money or Your Life, and I will go in deeper into your blueprints, the stuff that we're going to talk about next week as well. So I can't wait for you to join us next week. Join the Facebook group. If you like to know more about your own blueprint before we talk about it next week, sign up for the webinar, and let's share this podcast with everybody who you feel should be listening to it. And drop me a line. Tell me, what is your contribution? Share it with me first, and then with the rest of the world. And let's talk about it. Come to the Money Mindset Mastermind in the Facebook group. I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait to answer all of your questions. Bye for now. See you next week.